Republican and Democratic senators don't always see eye to eye, but when they do, it's either we're surprised or we're raising an eyebrow. So what did they agree on this time? A group of senators have now requested that the United States should take a good hard look at providing F-16 fighter jets to Ukraine. Now comment down below what your initial reaction is to this news. Former President Donald Trump makes a bold statement that if anyone other than him takes over in 2024, that World War III may be inevitable. With Xi Jinping on his end though, seems to be doing his best to try and get the conflicting countries to agree on a plan that will hopefully bring peace to the region. A House committee is continuing its pursuit that's really happening behind the scenes of the Biden family and their business dealings, with one supposed associate receiving millions of dollars from a Chinese energy company. Does that seem like a normal occurrence to you? You know what isn't normal? A Russian jet attacking a drone from the United States. Now before I continue, please take a second, smash the like button for the video. I appreciate all the support that you guys give, and the best way to show it is by dropping a like for the video. Now if you're in need of your daily dose of the truth when it comes to Social Security, SSI, SSDI, the stock market, the housing market, the state of our economy, and what's really going on in Washington, D.C. that affects our lives, our families, and our bank accounts, be sure to subscribe to the channel. And if you own a home, make sure your home is protected. Get your free home warranty quote. Links in the description down below this video. Now, the conflicts that we've been seeing around the world have been unsettling to say the least, with many families feeling anxious about what tomorrow might bring. The threat of another world war just seems to be in the conversation as world leaders continue to jab at each other. But we shouldn't worry at all, as this wouldn't be a problem in the future. That is, if you trust former President Donald Trump's word.
There has ever been a time like we're in right now. What they've done to our country in 2 years is unthinkable. It's unthinkable. Standing before you today, I am the only candidate who can make this promise. I will prevent World War III, because I really believe you're going to have World War III.
The former president also spoke out about how the United States seems to be sinking down a hole of relevancy as we haven't influenced other countries under the Biden administration.
But more importantly, it's a world that's in serious trouble because we have such an impact on the world. We lead the world, or we should, but we're not leading it anymore. When you see that, and you see Saudi Arabia made a deal with Iran, and they made it through China, not through the United States. Who would have thought of that one? Who would have thought Saudi Arabia? I said this 2 years ago. I said, you know, if they keep going like this, Saudi Arabia is going to get together with Iran through China, and China is going to control that whole situation. It should have been done through us. We could have had that done so easily. These things are unprecedented. Things are happening that are unprecedented. The Biden administration has driven Russia right into the arms of China, something that is unacceptable. When you're a child studying history, the one thing you learn is you never want Russia and China to get together and form an alliance.
It also looks as if President Xi Jinping is feeling more confident about connecting countries in peace, as he's expected to talk to Ukraine President Volodymyr Zelensky for the first time since the war began.
Ukraine's President Zelensky has said he plans to meet China's leader Xi Jinping to discuss Beijing's proposals on ending the war in Ukraine.
First of all, I am planning to meet with Xi Jinping, and I think it will be beneficial for our countries and for the world's security. Together with China, we have large trade. This is not only about war, we are countries interested in keeping our economic relationships.
It sounds and looks more like an effort to broker a deal between the two, as Xi is set to visit Moscow and Putin before making his way to the Ukraine. Do you guys think that he's going to be able to pull this off? And are any of you confident that peace is now within reach? If peace is reached, then some senators, they're going to be looking a bit silly. A bipartisan group of senators in the country just sent a letter to Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin to urge him to investigate the possibility of sending F-16 fighter jets over to the Ukraine. Oh, so we pledged more than 30 tanks and now they just want us providing jets? What's next? Submarines? In a letter led by Senator Mark Kelly, it says here, quote, after speaking with the United States, Ukrainian and foreign leaders working to support Ukraine at the Munich Security Conference last month, we believe the United States needs to take a hard look at providing F-16 fighter crafts to Ukraine. This would be a significant capability that could prove to be a game changer on the battlefield, end quote. And wouldn't you know it, the two Ukrainian pilots who were recently in Tucson, Arizona that we talked about last week, they were taking part in a skills assessment test on an F-16 fighter simulator. But I thought we weren't sending jets. What's all this then? The letter also highlights the benefits of doing such an act. They say that, quote, F-16s or similar fourth-generation fighter aircraft would provide Ukraine with a highly mobile platform from which to target Russian air-to-air missiles and drones to protect Ukrainian ground forces as they engage Russian troops as well as engage Russian fighters to contest air superiority, end quote. And since we're on this topic of air superiority, a Russian fighter jet just downed a U.S. Air Force drone over the Black Sea. In an unbelievable set of aerial maneuvers, a Russian Su-27 aircraft dumped fuel on the drone several times, and shortly after even hit the propeller of the drone, which brought the MQ-9 Reaper drone down in international waters. Reports have shown that Russian President Vladimir Putin was well aware that this incident had happened. This has the Pentagon and the officials ticked off, with Air Force General James B. Hecker saying that, quote, our MQ-9 aircraft was conducting routine operations in international airspace when it was intercepted and hit by a Russian aircraft, resulting in a crash and complete loss of the MQ-9. In fact, this unsafe and unprofessional act by Russians nearly caused both aircrafts to crash, end quote. To date, this is the first time that the United States and Russian military aircraft have come in direct physical contact since the invasion of the Ukraine last year. What are your thoughts on that? And what are your thoughts on the further investigations on the Biden family and their business dealings? Now, if you must know, the House Oversight Committee has now found out that a company owned by an associate of President Joe Biden's family was reportedly provided $3 million through a wire payment from a Chinese energy company months after Biden's VP term ended. The next day, the associate was then busy transferring money into 3 different Biden family bank accounts. That sounds way too suspicious. Oversight Chairman James Comer said this about the associate's account, quote, we confirmed that the account, around 2 months after Joe Biden left the office of vice president, received a $3 million wire from 2 individuals directly associated with the Chinese Communist Party. End quote. Do you guys think that the president may now be compromised by the CCP? Or was this just a normal business deal and it's nothing that we should even be worried about? Make sure to make your voice heard in the comment section down below. Now I'm worried about something, guys, and it's something that's been happening right here at home. The cost of living is still a pain for many households, with more and more of us struggling to make ends meet. Now, while some may say that opportunities are hit and miss, there are more reliable ways to make money, especially during times like these. Entrepreneurs, or those who want to start their own business, their small business, they can generate multiple streams of income the same way that someone else can take advantage of side hustles. And you can use your current cash flow to invest in the real estate market or the stock market where opportunities are available, but it's all about due diligence and doing our own research. Now, if you want to learn more about these different money-making methods, feel free to join us over in the Patreon community. The link's in the description down below this video, and for the best way to invest in gold, you will find a link for that in the description down below as well. Now, the road to financial freedom, it's not easy, but it's also not impossible. Now, before I go, guys, don't forget to drop a thumbs up for the video and subscribe for your daily dose of the truth. I do appreciate you guys watching. Please be kind to one another, and I'll see you guys on the next one.